geez.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, May 17th, and we're already halfway through this month and quite literally almost halfway through the year. It's like I just feel like I recovered from Q4 and it's May.
I was thinking the other day, I'm like, oh my God, next year we're going to have to say it's 2025.
Yeah,
Like, that's just nuts.
yes, it is. Time goes
Because
by so incredibly fast, and I feel like the older I get, it even goes by faster. So, is it an age thing, or is it that you have a happy life thing? Is it that you enjoy what you do? Why does time go by so incredibly fast?
I don't know, Tina. These are really deep questions, and I have not had enough coffee yet for that deepness of.
I want to start by saying Nicole had brought to my attention a YouTube documentary, and then Casey had said, oh, that she had watched it and gave me the link.
Oh, we're
This
talking about
morning,
Tucker
I have
Carlson.
watched half of this documentary already. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I should have been prepared to have the link ready. On YouTube, it is titled Amazon Market Power Monopoly: How Amazon Hikes Prices and Copies Product. It's a 48-minute documentary. Um, and it is very interesting, and I'm only halfway through it. So it is talking about how Amazon suppresses the buy box due to our prices, how that goes against the antitrust laws with Amazon enforcing a monopoly on prices, which they will suspend our seller accounts for doing. Um, and really, kind of what it boils down to, from what I've already seen in the first half of the show, is something that was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So Amazon suppresses our buy box, especially if you anybody. I mean, you could be selling something you get at Walmart, but for private label sellers or people with their own listings who also have a website off of Amazon. If you have your brand on Amazon and your brand on a website off of Amazon, and it's cheaper off of Amazon on any other site, Amazon is, of course, scrubbing these other sites and knows what the competitive pricing is. So Amazon wants us at that or below that. They want to be the best price. And so I have worked with brands who are the only seller of their item on Amazon who do have sites off of Amazon, and the buy box is suppressed. And I've always wondered, how can that be? There's no other competition on Amazon but them. Well, now I know why. Because their price is cheaper on other platforms like their own website. And so Amazon wants them to sell it that cheap. And as all of us know, as Amazon sellers, we can't price it that low because Amazon takes too much of our income that we would lose money. We can afford to sell it cheaper on other platforms. So it's quite eye opening. I can't wait to finish the documentary.
So I have a lot to say and nothing to say at the same time. Amazon, I was trying to pull it up, but basically they have a policy in place that wants to have a fair market, and they call it fair. I think it's fair pricing policy or something. And we all know that Amazon is not perfect, that they do some things that are probably going to be deemed illegal at some point or get caught with, and there'll be some action that makes them come around, policy wise, like they're doing in lots of different things. I know this already. I don't need to watch a 45-minute documentary explaining how they do shenanigans. I see it. I live it. I breathe it. I do not need to be told it. It's kind of like saying chocolate is not good for you, and I could watch a 45-minute thing on how chocolate is not good for me for sure, but I'm still going to eat a candy bar, every once in a while. I'm not saying all the time, but I don't like watching negativity in my news feeds, and I get on my husband because my husband will watch every YouTube video is like the worst things to buy, the worst places to live, the way the market's going to crash. I'm like, all the titles are bait click, negative, negative, negative. So, I mean, I heard it was a really good documentary, a lot of interesting facts. And if you don't know about this, then go watch for sure. But they do a lot of shady stuff under the guise of their algorithm and their fair pricing and whatever you want to call it to make it sound nice, but at the end of the day, it is not nice, and it needs some tweaks, like many other programs out there. There's a lot of programs that we have as a society that are good ideas, but sometimes in practice, not always the best. That's all I'll say about that. They do, yeah. I did find this one. Let me see if I can share. Can I share? Yeah. This was their fair pricing, fair pricing policy. Just setting service and prices, the same. And they say that somewhere that you can't be. It's with Walmart too. If you have your own website, I can't remember, but one has to be higher priced or you're violating the policy. I want to say it's for competitive reasons. What they don't want is people going over to Amazon, seeing something for $30 and then seeing that you have it on your Shopify site for $20. And
it makes me wonder if you could, because what I thought about this morning with maybe talking to some of my clients is, could they possibly price it higher on their own website to be the same as Amazon, but offer, a coupon code on their website, or will Amazon scrub that as being cheap or not? I'm curious if they touch upon that in this documentary, because I'm not done. But I thought there's got to be some kind of workaround, and I'm definitely always looking to get educated on those things.
Yeah. Well, and let me know if there's any little nuance like that is worth mentioning. We'll bring it to the show, or at least tell me. Let me know. I don't know. If I get a chance, maybe I'll listen to it. I don't like Tucker Carlson's voice. I don't know. It's hard for me.
If
like I
that's
bought a
the
YouTube
over the thing. It didn't sound like it, but I don't really watch the news, so I don't know what people's voices sound like. It just seemed like it was narrated over only parts of it. It actually takes place in Europe, and
it was on the European market.
Yeah, and it didn't really seem negative per se to me. It's just kind of educational.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll throw it on. I got packing to do later. There's just so many other exciting things going on. Speaking of which, we're going to start off with that. For those that have watched Bridgerton or are thinking about Bridgerton, go watch it. It's very good.
I watched the first episode last night of it.
Watch the first. I watched all of them, and I watched some of them a couple of times. It was very good. The first two made me cry, though. It was good. It was well done. And then I wanted to say shout out to Texas. I heard Texas is getting torn up by the tornadoes.
Really?
Yeah, 4 people have died. I don't even know how you could do a count. I mean, I think it just happened yesterday morning.
Oh wow! And I'm the worst with watching the news. Sometimes it's on, to weather, but I am truly the worst with keeping up on news things. I only pay attention to news that is meaningless in life, like celebrity gossip.
Celebrity gossip and Bridgerton are up there with just fun things to watch in life. So we've got a lot of different, I got a few websites pulled, a couple things to go over here. I'll do the websites here first, and we got a couple of questions, but this is your chance if you want to ask questions and have us address it in the chat here, or in today's show. And if not, we usually try to get to you next time if you're watching on the replay. So if you're watching on the replay, thanks. And don't forget, do the thumbs up thing. I do have to say at 8:30, we're going to have tree trimmers come. So I got the dogs down here. So if there's chaos at 8:30, I'll mute and take care of it. But hopefully they'll be all right down here. Good morning. FOAB, we will get to you. Let me share these websites and then we'll get to you, okay? All right. So this was shared, and the link.
Yeah.
I redid my link tree. So if you click on the link tree down below, you'll see all the websites here. This is reselling supplies. And what I thought was really cool was these boxes. Quincy had them on his channel, and he's a shoe guy. If you're not in his shoe group, very educational. I like his Facebook group. And he was featuring this. So if you click on the link, he gets 5% back or something. So it was his affiliate link. But they have these shoe boxes, and it says this item has been repackaged in recycle-free recyclable, frustration-free packaging because the original box was damaged in transit. So they come, I ordered 15. They come flat. I hate folding those. I gotta get better at folding those. These are not my friend, but that's all right. Makes sense. And it works out to about $3 a box, $3.33 a box. If you're in the major shoe game, this is your answer for, can I ship that not in the original box? Does this get you out of IP claims and issues? No, it doesn't. But it certainly helps. If you have a high-end shoe and the box is damaged for whatever reason, this is an option. If you are selling like collectible shoes, don't do it because people want the box. If you're selling like New Balance tennis shoes, like then this is definitely a good one. Nate, thank you so much. Tacos on me. I love that.
That is
Tina,
so
we now have, instead of just coffee, we're gonna go to dinner.
Yeah,
That when I'm coming.
for sure. Or you keep it all for your upcoming vacation.
No.
I want to say, and I told this to Lucy when she shared these boxes with me, I want to know from any of you watching, have you ever received shoes back from Amazon in one of these boxes? Because now I'm so curious. I told Lucy, and this was a couple years ago, it wasn't recently, a few years ago, I sent in shoes in the box they came in to Amazon. They were returned by a customer, and I think they were sold again and even returned again. So I thought there's something wrong with these shoes. And I had only had the one pair. And so I chose to pull them out of my inventory the next time. When I got them back to me, they were the same shoes I had sent in as far as shoe size and style and brand, but they came in one of these boxes. So I just thought, oh, that's interesting. I just assumed Amazon put it in that box because maybe one of the persons who returned it without a box, or it got messed up. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I assumed this was an Amazon box, but now that I see that you can buy them, I'd really like to know, has anyone else ever received one of these boxes back from Amazon?
We did have Jen. I believe that's Jen Skelton, right?
Okay, yeah.
From our group.
Yeah.
I believe I recognize her tag there. She says she has received them.
Yeah, so Amazon must do these too. And it almost seems to me like you could have some made yourself as well, custom ones done. I don't know if it's less expensive to have custom ones made or less expensive to order them off that website, but it does. It is an interesting idea.
The other two things, and Tina and I, we pick apart everything. So we look at everything, 6 ways to Tuesday. The other thing is you could totally do a box and then have a sticker that goes on top. You don't have to buy a $3 box. I just don't have shoe boxes, so I'm killing two birds with one stone. I want to get 15, see how they do, see if I use them. Because sometimes, you honestly you buy stuff and you use it and you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool for like 2 minutes. And then it's not really practical in your business. But it is good to know all of your options out there and just be aware of, bookmark that link. And if you decide to get in the shoe game, then, hey, you have your answers. And if you were questioning what shoes to buy or if you come across shoes, then a lot of times I'll talk about things and I'm like, oh, that's not applicable. And then 3 weeks later, I'm like, oh, what was that thing again? Now it's applicable. The other thing we look at is what an interesting concept, a reselling store for resellers. If you are wanting to change up the game, I know there's a lot of people that just do craft supplies, teaching supplies. They said the biggest winners in the gold rush were those that were selling shovels. It wasn't the people out searching for gold. It was the people selling the shovels. So think outside the box. All right, Foab. I don't ever know if I'm saying that right, but good morning, ladies. Good morning. Can you talk about seller performance reviews for an account? Is this common, or is your account at risk for deactivation when AZ conducts this? No, they are common. Not super common, but I have had it flagged when I got my bank account hacked. I can't remember what happened, but my checking account, some stupid lady, I don't even think it was, some lady, they used some generic name like Heather Smith or something, but they tried to write a $9,000 check out of my checking account or I don't remember how much it was, but a huge amount, and my checking account got marked as fraud, and I had to close the whole thing down and reset up, and I got flagged. So there are certain things that will flag it. It is major changes. So if you're looking at selling your account, which you don't sell your account per se, you sell your business, which owns the account. If you're looking at transferring that kind of stuff, if you're setting up a new account, if you're moving, if you're doing a name change, a bank change, I'm trying to think what else flags it. Tina, do you remember?
Seller performance. Yeah, definitely can be those things, but isn't seller performance reviews also about if you are maybe constantly shipping in boxes that are overweight, or isn't it also related in this way as well?
It could be on that. And I just remembered that if you go from 0 sales to like 1,000 sales, a huge spike will cause a look. And then they just did one. What was the one that we did like a week ago where we just had to click and say, yes, it's us. We reviewed our business information.
Oh yeah,
Like,
everybody got that. Yeah, at least I think everybody did. I got it in my account. I know you did. Every one of my clients got it in their account, where you have to re-verify that your information is still current and up to date, your address, your phone number, etc.
yeah.
One of my clients, interestingly enough, also had to have that card that they send you to your address, where you then have to plug in the little code. I had that last year. I had to do the little card thing and plug in the number. But this year I just had to re-verify my name and address, and everything was correct. It's my understanding now that Amazon is going to be doing this every single year to all sellers. We're all going to have to do this on an annual basis.
I wouldn't doubt it. That makes sense. So this is why, Tina and I, we have a lot of history on Amazon. So I can remember back in my day, they used to just send a green card that had that had that verification code on it. And those that used virtual mailboxes could still get the verification code because it scans the mail and you get basically an email with the scan and you could see that verification code. Now they send it in a FedEx envelope that blocks that number. So you have to go physically get it and open it up. So knowing all these little nuances is good. And if you're ever watching Amazon videos that are older, some have great content still applicable. Some things never change. And others, it's like, okay, that's outdated information. I've come across that where people are like, but I saw da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, that's old info. You're in the past there. It doesn't always stay the same. Amazon's always changing. All right, this is the cashback monitor. Again, it's in that link tree. You just got to click around and find it. I like to look at this. I bookmarked it. And what it does is it goes through how much you're going to save on cashback for each of the things, and you can type in different stores. So I use typically Rakuten and Top Cashback. I've used Be Frugal in the past. I've never used these three though. Extra by Mr. Rebates and Price.com. But let's type in a store. What store do you want me to type in? We'll look at
Walgreens.
Let's see what Walgreens. Walgreens has 4% on Be Frugal, Rebates Me 405, 2% on Rakuten, 5.05 on Top Cashback. So, handy little site to have. My problem is my things were fighting with each other yesterday, and then my ad blocker was blocking them all.
One thing that I use is Retail Me Not. I like Retail Me Not as well, and it's not on that one.
It's not. Huh? Retail Me Not. What's the one? Honey. My honey uses Honey for computer stuff. And that's the big one in the IT. So if you're going to order a whole bunch off a Newegg, or if you're going to order 10 Dell desktops, Honey is the best, and you get things. That's how I got my mic. This is my mic I have at home. I thought about bringing it to the office, but I have one of those. Shoot, I forget what kind it is now. It's one of the nicer ones. I forget the brand name.
I think is the nicest brand, is what I think.
Which one?
I think it's called Yeti.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a Yeti. I got a Yeti from him because he's like, I have to buy 25 computers at work. So do you want a Yeti? I'm like, yeah. I will definitely take that. Top Cash. My Top Cash keeps crashing. Mine is lagging too. I did a bunch of purchases and I looked it up and there is some lag time to it, but then it also said that the ad blocker. So then I was trying to figure out how to whitelist on my ad blocker. They just fight. I have 2 password keepers too, and they fight all the time. My computer just fights.
Fights itself. The one thing with the site that you were just sharing, what's it called again? Cashback Monitor, I think it's called. I have it as a bookmark, but I often forget to use it. Because I have the Chrome extensions for the top 3 that I use, they just pop up and I end up clicking, the one that is the best. And I forget about using Cashback Monitor. I wish Cashback Monitor just had a pop up of it for its, on a Chrome extension. And if it does and somebody knows, please tell me. I do hate going on to a website and then having to click off all 3 of my cashback monitors that pop up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not top cashback. I mean, you do it on autopilot because we're so used to doing it. If I didn't have them pop up, I would forget to use them half the time. So it's a catch-22. They annoy me, but if I don't have them, I'll forget.
Totally.
I like the idea if there were a cashback monitor could pop up once and then I could choose the one that suits me best. And another thing is sometimes you have to look at the fine print on those cashback monitors. A really high cashback may pop up for a particular site. And then when you look at the details, maybe that high cashback is only on, like Costco's a big one and Sam's Club. That high cashback is for when you get a new membership, but your purchases are only really 1%. Or sometimes it's per category. You go to Walmart and Walmart maybe is having a really great cashback at 8%. But when you look at the fine print underneath there, and the fine print is not that hard to look at, you will see the 8% is only for, say, automotive and lawn and garden, but you're buying a bunch of groceries and there's no cashback at all on that. Or it's only 1%. So you have to take the time to look at that little fine print, and it does not take long. I know that sounds like, oh God, Tina, read the fine print. It really is not that terrible.
Yeah, that is definitely the thing, and it is hard. Like if you're new to the reselling game, you start off learning like what can you sell, what should you sell. Rank is a big learning curve. IP issues is a big learning curve. And then you get into this nitty gritty on, okay, so you found this for 10 and you can sell it for 30. How could you make even more? And you have these cashback places. You can have gift cards. I have not done the gift card game in a while, and I need to refresh my memory on what the best gift cards are. There is, Tina and I, we both do credit cards for travel so that we can get miles and stuff. And then I now have one that was, what is it, the Shop app? That kind of, have you used the Shop one? It's the purple
Yes,
Shop.
I do. So that little purple one, and I should have been using it so much longer than I had been. I really didn't understand it. Now I do that. I'm earning money from just buying things, and that doesn't even take away from the cash back that I already earned when I bought the item on the website with Rakuten or any other link that I chose to use. So that is a super cool feature. Plus, you're getting your tracking notices.
That's another fight on my phone. So I had one that was the Orange app that did the shipping, and it's somehow linked in with my Gmail that has all the tracking numbers for people that order stuff for me from my Amazon account. You know how it says like your order is shipped and that's the tracking number now. So I was getting spammed all day long and it was like not my stuff. And I'm going, what the heck? But yeah, I now have the Shop thingy up, and I was trying to play with it yesterday and I can't get my other emails added. So I got to figure out how to do that. But the other thing is, I was looking at the cache, and it says, you can buy these products, but none of it was good. It's kind of like my personal bank has points, and we look at it and we're like, we don't want your crappy vacuum or whatever they're like, oh, you can buy these pans for whatever, 500 points. I'm going, but those are garbage. Like it's all garbage.
I do want to share my screen really quickly before you move on to the next topic. So we
got a couple.
Yeah, I'm here on Walmart, right? I pulled up Walmart when I was talking about checking the fine print, if you will.
Yep.
So these are all my pop-ups, and at least it says right away, cashback is not available from Walmart for the following categories. And then you would just click more, and it pulls it pulls up what those other are. Same here with top cashback. It comes up like this: get up to 3%. If you just click this, it tells you the categories, and then you could click show more. So it is that fast to check, okay, is the stuff I'm getting falling under this 3% or is it 2%?
Yeah. Definitely. I'm trying to remember what the names were. Okay. Millennial Mom. It's Michelle, right? Is her
Melissa.
name? Melissa. Oh, Melissa, close. Sorry, it was an M. A lot of M's. Sorry. Melissa. Did I get that right?
Yep. Melissa.
Okay. I have got to get more coffee. All right. When other sellers try to list on your listers, how do we add invoice required? That is a very short question. And the answer is you need to be brand registered with a trademark, have the trademark go through, and then you can issue IP violations from your dashboard on your brand. But if you are just trademark, like you're still going through the trademark process, you cannot issue those IPs until the process goes all the way through.
And that can take a year.
Yes. So it is rough. And even then, and you cannot do the purchase and say I've purchased and verified that they are selling the wrong thing. Amazon does this to you. They don't care. So Amazon does one thing, and they say one thing and they do another. All right. I've used the brown boxes for shoes in the past. However, I stopped because I received a few responses that they were questionable when I looked at my voice of the customer. Yep, exactly. So while it is an option, it's a risk. Everything is a risk. You go to the store, you see a pair of Nikes, Adidas, New Balance, whatever shoes you're talking about, and you've got to calculate how much profit is there, and is it worth trying to ship it in this box with the customer possibly complaining. And we all know that people complain about everything, and so you just don't know. All right, this is a link, and I will share this one as well. Again, it's in my link tree, but I'll share it live here if y'all are looking. You can make a copy yourself. I see we had several people that have it just bookmarked, which is great. This is my link. I have all of my supplies that I kind of look at here. I haven't updated really anything in a while. I may still have down here is the FedEx, UPS free supplies. Tina put some things here, right? Tina's Merchant Fulfilled Supplies.
Yes, I did that a few years ago.
Okay. I've got the link to all the UPS. Oh, I did go scratch out. Flat rate boxes are no longer a thing, but my favorite boxes during Q4. And then I added this helpful links that I had the cashback monitor and the reselling supplies, just because I like to put things in multiple places. But I thought it was time to share that document again.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we shared that one.
Yeah, but it is nice to kind of build those types of things. We're always building those types of things in our business because you spend however long it took me to put that together. We'll say an hour to put that together. And then you have a reference to use for the next time. I'm, always building SOPs or things like that for myself so that it saves me down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I think we covered all that. All right, now I got to go to questions. Let me roll back up. All right. This one I'm going to have to read. ASIN. The ASIN is related to a product as a specific number of units. For example, 1 pack of candy. I want to sell a bundle of 4 packs. It's the same weight packs, but the ASIN seems to relate to the quantity and the product, not just the product. So it's literally not letting me list under the ASIN, but a bundle of 4 packs. And when I try to do a new listing, it's saying the ASIN is already generated. Can you offer advice? We get questions like this, and I just want to say, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, when you sent that question to me, I read it 3 times, and it was just it was too many words. It didn't make sense to me. So I was like, I hope Lucy understands this one because I don't get it.
What I think he's trying to do is make a 4-pack and put it on an existing listing. That is not entirely impossible, but when you are making listings, you cannot use the ASIN of something there. So ASIN is Amazon system. Amazon system. Oh, I can't do acronyms. I can't recall. My brain is not functioning this morning, but it's Amazon's number. And
It stands for Amazon Standard Identification Number.
Amazon Standard Identification Number. I know that. The brain doesn't want to come down. It's not working today.
It's Amazon's internal SKU, if you will, for every product in Amazon's catalog, and is assigned to one individual product and cannot be assigned to more than one product.
I would even say one detailed page. So not just a product, but a detailed page. So if I have this mug and I list it under generic and make a listing, even if it's, just a generic-y type of mug, and put it under my whatever generic, I will get assigned an ASIN to it. Now, if Tina goes and buys this mug and makes a listing under her account for generic, instead of selling it under my listing, it now has an ASIN. So that's why you will see items that are the same with different ASINs, especially if you're doing Alibaba, the private label. A lot of people come to us on Fiverr and they're like, oh, I see this on Alibaba and I see it on Amazon and I'm just going to buy it from Alibaba and list it under that listing. And I'm like, no, that's somebody's private label listing. And you'll see the same if you bought like Oreos and you have the ability to list under Oreos without a G10. So you're getting really complicated. And if you're a new seller, don't try the complicated stuff first. Like learn the basics before you start doing complicated stuff. And in order to do a 4-pack, you need to have GTIN exemption, or you have to have authority to make multiple listings under that product's name, and you don't. I'll tell you right now, you don't have that. So most of us do not have that ability to do it. Now, if you are the owner of that listing and you want to make now a single pack, a 4-pack, an 8-pack, you can do that. And we walk through how to do that in our bundle group and stuff. But that is doable only if you are the owner of the listing. Now, if you're trying to add a variation, let's say you find a shoe and it's a Nike white shoe and they have size 8, 9, 10, and you want to add size 11, there is a way to add that, but you still have to have a dedicated UPC number for that size 11. I hope that all makes sense. Tina?
Yes.
Did that make sense?
Yes, it did.
You're my sense checker. All right. Let's see here. I don't think I can make this bigger. Maybe I can do this. Oh, yeah. Let me do this one and then I'll do the other one. Why? Hold on. Computer's fighting me. I don't know why it's like not going to the full screen.
I see it down below. It's going like half screen. Yeah.
Why won't you go to the full page? I just am tired. And I got a new laptop at work and it's fighting me too. And I switched to whatever from Windows 10 to 11 and I'm done with technology. Done. Okay. So we're looking at this right here. A couple people have asked recently about the fees, that they have seen the fees for Canada or Mexico or now Brazil showing up and they're getting charges. Okay.
Yes.
So the way it works is Canada, US, and now Brazil are part of the North American Unified Account, NARF. Terrible name. And the $39.99 USD tax is split across the 3 marketplaces. So if you sell in the US and the fee is being taken out of your disbursements, if you don't sell, then you have nothing to worry about. So this is turned on automatic. When Brazil went live in March, everybody got turned on for Brazil. So if you don't want to sell in Brazil, go turn Brazil off. You need to make sure that your vacation setting is set to inactive. Then I would go over to your Build International listings and make sure that you are not connected to other marketplaces. Then I would go into each marketplace and make sure you don't have inventory listed there. Because every once in a while I'll mess up and I'll have inventory there and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? I will not hit the right button on something. But it's good to just
because check. What's happening is people are getting charged. I had somebody reach out to me on this topic and I asked Lucy, I'm like, can you help me investigate what is going on? Because my client was being charged for Canada, US, and Mexico that $39.99 a month fee for all three.
Should have been split because mine is like $12 in each
Well,
one.
she according to her, now I didn't see the bill, she said she's being charged for all of them. She called into seller support. They couldn't help her. They didn't know what it was. And so she reached out to me for help. And I told her I have never heard of sellers being charged a separate monthly selling fee for all three. So maybe it was split. I'm not sure.
It probably was split. I would bet dollars to donuts that it was split, but who knows? And just worth keeping an eye out on. All right, this next one I thought was really good, and I pulled this from Amazon FBA and Online Sellers, and it was by, I just want to give credit here. Hold on, it was by Jake Jacob. I was trying to make it bigger. It's not really getting bigger, but can I do Control Plus? No, I can't even Control Plus it. For IP issues, I thought this was awesome advice. I love getting advice, and then, it's very succinct. If you are new again to Amazon, go follow some of these boards and then read this type of stuff. How to prevent IP claims. It was very, very simple. If you are looking at things, you can kind of mitigate about 99%, and I agree with this. If there's only one seller on the listing, then stay away from it. I had a guy who swear that was a Fiverr thing last week, I think. He was like, well, I can go to, it was some sort of pillow. He was like, I can go to that pillow company and they will sell me direct. And I said, well, the only one selling that pillow is the company. Do you have an authorized letter? Well, no, but the manufacturer said I could. Let me guess, the manufacturer is in China. Yeah, how'd you know? Because they will lie to you. The manufacturers in China want to make sales. They don't care if your account gets suspended. To some extent. So yeah, they'll tell you they're going to sell you that brand name to you, but then you got to go to Amazon and try to sell it, and that's where you're going to have problems. So if there's only one seller on there, stay away from it. If the ASIN drops from several sellers down to just one seller, that big red flag. If it's got a well-built brand page with professional images and all of that, probably the brand owner, and probably stay away from it. So good advice there. And then I don't know how many people, I know Chuck has them, but Jeff Stick, there is a program where you can pay $99 a month and have a lawyer on retainer.
Yeah, you have a lawyer on retainer there. However, if you actually have to use his services to get unsuspended, there is additional fees after that 99. If I recall, it's been quite some time since I've looked at that site, but they do have, I think, some free, group calls, and you can ask, I think, unlimited questions for that. $99, but I can't speak 100% for sure.
Is this it? I know he's a well-known lawyer.
Yeah.
Private label. Okay, I don't want to know all the fluff. I hate websites like that. I'm sorry. I know people should do it, but a whole bunch of fluff. I can't figure out the answer. I like to-the-point websites, just like training courses or those clickbaits where, they have 18 pages of why you should buy this, and testimonials and all that stuff. I don't care. Show me the link. Show me the price. What's that link? It's just Jeff Stick with retainer. I'll copy paste it. We'll see. Is that what you were asking, Nate? If the link on that Jeff Stick stuff? Oh shoot! I hear sawing. They're sawing my branches. I don't want to look. Okay. Where was my next thing? Let me get over here. Hold on, this might have been it. Was it Riverbend?
I would not recommend them personally.
Oh, well then.
I know that they're very well known. I don't want to say publicly why, but I would not recommend that company. I will say down here at the bottom of Jeff's site, I did go ahead and pull it up. Here were their packages.
Oh, there we go. Was that on the Jeff Stick?
It's on the same page. It's just down at the bottom. So this
I
is,
didn't.
yeah, you just had to scroll way down. Here's that 99 a month, and you have to commit to 6 months. And then it tells you what it gives you. So it is unlimited phone calls, unlimited account health violation support, monthly account health monitoring. This one,
Okay.
we help get money back from Amazon for free.
Wait,
Well,
what? Repeat that last part.
it says Refund Pro. We help get money from Amazon for free, and there's no. So I don't know about that. We'll have to look into that. Nothing's free.
Yeah, because my place seller board got bought by 3 Colts, and I feel like everything's turning into 3 Colts.
Yes. And so then these, are much more expensive services. So these are going to be for bigger sellers. You'd have to read through here. But this, can you see my search bar?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's JEFFSCH.
Oh, I pasted it. I already did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's already in there.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It's $99 a month, which is not bad. And if you're worried about IP or whatnot, that would be a good one. I know a lot of people in it. They recommend it. They say it's been really good, especially. Can you hear the sawing? Please tell me.
I can, but you know what? It's not as loud to us, I promise you, as it is to you.
Okay, good. Riverbend quoted you an arm and a leg.
Mm-hmm.
I have always used Casey Hewitt at, I think it's hewittlaw.com. Again, that's in my link tree. And I haven't used her in a couple of years, but she has been amazing every time I've used her. And when you have good service, it's really hard. Like here, it's $99 a month. My usual bills with Casey are $400 to $600. It probably is a little bit more now because I haven't used it in a while. But let's just say $600. That means if I used her twice a year, it's the same price as this. Now, the only other thing that's in there is the Refund Pro. I can't remember how much Seller Board charges me. I'd probably pay less than
most of them are 25% commission.
Oh, I know, but my bills are usually less than $30 a month.
Oh, same, yeah.
It's pretty nil. I'll find her. It's really, it's like Hewitt Law. I can usually find her. Meet our team. Here we go. I'll add her, which I never knew her face for like years. She looks very young. I don't think she is necessarily, but, and then her husband, I believe his name is JC. Yeah, JC does. He's very good at POAs, but now they're not doing a whole lot of plans of actions. Like if you've gone through the link tree, they're kind of getting away from plans of action, and you just have to acknowledge CRUD now. So interesting. But if I'm in a pinch, I'm calling her. I don't want to say I'm loyal to her, but she does a good job. So why not? All right. This one was interesting, and I don't even know. I'm going to share it, but when you're posting questions, this one, everybody's a beginner. So one, let's not give beginners too much heckle. Okay. Let's be nice. Everybody was a beginner at one point. That being said, if you are a beginner, before you start posting, go read some stuff first, because this is very vague, open-ended, and you're not quite understanding the game we're in. So they write, just getting started. Who are the best wholesalers, suppliers?
Like we're going to give that to them. Yeah. And they really.
Question would be how to vet a wholesale provider. What should I be looking for with a wholesale provider? I mean, I can sit here and give you suppliers based off of ASD or hi, Landshark Picker. Nice to see you this morning. I could give you wholesale suppliers, but they're going to be garbage because they're ones that are very predominant in the industry and everybody's picked them over. And unless if you know how to work their supplies to make bundles or do something else with them, you're not going to get very good information with such a general question. And you can't just go to the boards and be like, hi, I'm new. What should I buy? Well, stuff. Buy low, sell high. I mean, if you're going to ask a generic question, you're probably going to get a generic answer. So tailor your questions. If you're new to reading Keepa charts, can anybody provide me a good YouTube link on how to analyze a Keepa chart. Those are the types of questions you're going to want to formulate so that you get a good answer. And that's the same with ChatGPT. It's the same with Google. It's the same with Facebook boards. It's all about how you ask questions. And Tina and I, we've gotten really good at asking the right questions to get what we want answered out of them. Anyhow.
Yes, but we all are new at some point and sometimes ask to seasoned sellers what seems like a dumb or lazy question. And so sometimes people just really rip these newbies a new one in their responses. And sometimes I feel bad. And then sometimes I think like, come on, like read, get to know stuff. I know that when I was new, I don't think I ever asked that. I don't think I did. I did ask a lot of questions when I was newer in the groups, but I will say I watched more videos and read all the threads of the questions that interested me and learned from the answers long before I just went willy-nilly throwing a question out there.
Yeah. Google is your friend. I watched, anytime I'm learning a new topic, I will watch 2 or 3 or more videos about it to kind of, because you'll get something, a little bit of something from each one. And then you piece all that together and you're like, oh, okay, now I know. Because there's a lot of things in Amazon. Can I sell this brand? Well, that's an open-ended question. Can I sell shoes without the right shoebox? We can sit here and debate it for a long time. And some people will say, don't ever do it. And that's their policy. Okay. Some people will be like, no, I use shoe boxes all the time. I buy these shoe boxes that we talked about and it's great. And, that's their business model. If they're doing that, they probably have something like the $99 IP claim or, the lawyer that's on retainer to help combat IP claims. And that's their business and they make money off of it. So each kind of business model or each thing that you're doing on whatever platform has its own, there's a lot to go around with it. Same with like eBay. I know you've been doing eBay. There's a lot of things on eBay that can be taboo or not for sale. And what was it? I read there was somebody on one of my Facebooks that was for eBay that was trying to sell Nazi paraphernalia. And they're like, I don't understand. It's, World War II paraphernalia. You can't sell Nazi stuff on eBay. That's not the right platform, Anyhow, do we have any other questions today? What are we doing today? What are you doing?
We do not have any other questions today.
Do we have anything else in our Facebook group that we needed to talk about? I know we've had some good questions there.
I looked this morning, but none of them stuck in my brain. I wasn't looking at them as far as answering here on our show. I hope all of you are doing Finance Friday with me after our show. No. Or if you do Finance Wednesday, whatever day you do it on, I hope you all are staying on top of your finances, tracking your money, finding systems that work for you to know that you're profitable, focusing on where you're making the money, checking at your last 30-day, 90-day sales for hidden gems that maybe you've overlooked. Please take time to analyze your business, your numbers, and continue to make the choices that are the best for your bottom line.
Ooh, I want to share. Can I share about the SKU economics and the ChatGPT?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what Tina and I have played with this week, mainly Tina, because she has the full gambit of ChatGPT. I just have the free account. I may pay up. I don't know. We'll see. And what we were doing was pulling the SKU economics and then asking ChatGPT some very particular prompts to get a handle on the fees, how the fees affect your profitability for each one. So can you share what those prompts are, or do you?
Yeah.
Do you need to bring
so first off, when you go into your Amazon seller account and you click the 3 bars in the top left corner, you're going to scroll down to where it says reports. The very last line item on that side window that pops up says SKU economics. I'm going off memory, so forgive me if I'm not saying it correctly. And once you click the SKU economics report button, it opens up another window. I saw you can do it by a date range. And so I chose the date range of April 1st to April 30th. Initially, what I was looking for in SKU economics is, where I was paying the most fees and some of these items. There are things that in Inventory Lab look profitable, right? Then when you click on also your SKU, so in your Amazon account, when you're under inventory, next to your inventory is your SKU. You can click on the SKU and see SKU economics for that item. Go ahead. I could tell you want to say something.
Well, I can share some of the report that you sent me. So I can't get down into the ASIN level or whatever. So I sent this over for Tina to run Excel. And then she wrote in, I would like to know how much I paid in low inventory fees for the month. So I paid $48.15, but I know some of that will be credited, right? Up until
because for April,
15.
our low inventory fees were going to be waived, and I can't recall if they were charging us and actually billing us for it and then giving it back. That's what I think happened.
I think they charged and then they took the charge off.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to see initially what were my fees actually going to be. So going back to when you click on reports and that window date, you select the date range, and then there's a bunch of little squares below of what you want the report to run. I just clicked all of those squares, downloaded that report. It came as a CSV file for me, which I then converted to Excel. I have the paid ChatGPT, so you can upload files. You can upload Excel sheets. So I uploaded my Excel sheet, and in this case, Lucy's Excel sheet, and I asked ChatGPT the questions I wanted to know.
So you asked this one first, and then I wanted to share the second one you asked. Okay, the second one, can you tell me the top 20 ASINs with the most fees? So it went through, do you want to consider all of these fees? So it does aged, base, disposal, fulfillment, inbound removal, transportation, low inventory, referral fee, refund.
See, so these are all the fees that Amazon charges us that is on this report. So I just said, yes, all of them combined.
Yep,
now, the thing is that you could ask each of those fees individually if you're really wanting to know, especially like reimbursement fees or I can't remember what all the other ones were. You can just continue to ask ChatGPT all the things you want to know from this report. Now, the things that could be the most fees, the top ASINs, could be because you sold the most of that ASIN. It doesn't necessarily mean it was bad. I just was playing around with it and wanting to ask these leading questions. Now, I asked it to learn to read my SKUs. I put my buy cost as part of my SKU. So my SKU might be 4.85 underscore WM for Walmart, whatever. Okay. I told ChatGPT my prices of my products are in my SKU. And I gave an example SKU, taught it how to read it. And I said, please take into consideration my buy cost for these ASINs. I wanted ChatGPT to do the math for me. So, ASIN B001234 cost me $4.85. I sold this many units. These were all the fees. Bottom line, did I profit or not, ChatGPT? This is what I want to know. So I asked it to give me the top 20 of the most profitable, the top 20 of the least profitable. And I had some surprises in there. There were some ASINs that actually showed as not profitable. In fact, even in the negative. Yet, when I looked at the SKU economic individually and when I looked at Inventory Lab, they showed profitable. And which led me to wonder, are those like Inventory Lab and the SKU economic at an individual level not taking into consideration all the fees included? And I raised my prices on some things. So I really encourage you guys to, deep dive in your account when you can, and don't be embarrassed to use ChatGPT. I am not smart enough, nor do I have the amount of time to analyze data on an Excel sheet, math it up. I don't want to. So I use ChatGPT for this reason, and it is very helpful, and it answers all of these questions for me in seconds.
Yes. It is interesting, and you can do a lot of different data with it. So it's pretty cool things.
Mm-hmm.
We had a question. Do you guys do online arbitrage model? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but we do a variety of things. We have online arbitrage, retail arbitrage.
We do some online arbitrage, yes. We do some retail in store and wholesale and some private label. That's my personal business model. I have been heavier in any one of them at any given time in my business as I've learned to just grow and scale. Um, and there is no one size fits all and no one single right way.
Yep. And then he wanted to know about building bundles of branded items. I'll put in the link for our bundle group. That's where we really talk about that because it's more advanced. Like a lot of our Fiverr work, a lot of our Facebook, the main group is very general topics. When we get into the bundles, we're talking about like what fields to populate, how to do applications, how to do your trademark, bundle ideas, how to do things with main brands, but not really get IP claims on them, etc. So that's a more in depth. And I don't know, maybe one of these days we want to do a very technical Friday show, but our Friday shows are usually pretty light with the news and what's going on. Nate says, are you ladies doing more FBM? I tried FBM, like I switched over for a week or two, maybe it was 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff FBM and I'm going to see how it works. And my profits were about maybe 50 cents more. It was not big. So I'm like, well, shoot, for 50 cents, I'm turning this into FBA. It was not worth having to plan my life around getting these shipments out. Let's see here. I'm managing a few stores with good sales, but I tried FBA-PL many times, generic, but failed. Yeah, don't do generic. Don't ever list anything under generic right now, unless if you're a one and done. Like I had 6 items, I just made a quick listing and sold them. Generic is not good. Get your own brand so that you can list them under your own brand and then go from there. And then as far as FBA private label, that is a really hard business model to do, especially as a beginner. We noticed that too. Yeah, it was not making much profit. All right. Yeah. Also, Mr. Tech Tips, you can also, Tina and I would do consultations off of Fiverr. So if you want to do a one-on-one, we can look at what's going on and kind of point out things. We get hired for all sorts of weird things. Some account management, some how-tos, some, people get stuck. I get all the complicated cases, it feels like. All the really nitty-gritty weeds ones. And then sometimes people hire me to pick apart their stuff, which I feel bad. They're like, help me with my product. What's wrong with it? And I'm like, okay, like put on your thick skin here because here it comes on why your listing is garbage. And of course, I'll say it nicer than that. And they're like, no, I want to know. I want to make the sales. So, all right. What are you doing today? Did you already tell me? Did I forget already?
I'm doing my paperwork as always, my Finance Friday. And I actually have a huge pile of eBay items to get listed. We went out twice this week sourcing and I just got a huge eBay pile. I love doing eBay at this time of year. It's just so much fun. I love treasure hunting. Buying for Amazon is, more about my bottom line and paying my bills but eBay is treasure hunting, and that's just so much fun. And so I really, really enjoy doing that. So yeah, I'm going to get listed on eBay. My husband currently is preparing an Amazon shipment that will also go out today. But yeah, that's my plans today. Tonight, I'm actually going to go see a show here in Las Vegas. It's called The Awakening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're going to go see that show. I have date night tonight, so that'll be fun.
I have a date night with my girlfriends to drink. So I may go into the office and pack while I'm doing that because I hate sitting here. I mean, even like right now, I just feel like I need to be putting things in a bag. It's very hard to sit and not do that. I bought some linens for my mom. I just mailed them out, so hopefully she got that. But my mom runs an antique store. Tina knows about my mom's place, and she's always looking for linens because linens sell really well. And I found all sorts of little doilies from whatever the 50s, or I don't know doilies were really big in what era was
I
it?
don't
40s, 50s?
know. I don't know, but I do remember as a little girl, like if I'd go to my great aunt's house,
Yeah,
they
there's
would have like doilies with a thing on it. Yeah.
doilies were everywhere. So I don't know. I'm kind of free this morning. I just gotta need to make sure that the tree trimming goes well. So I'm gonna go out and take a look, see how that's going, and then some packing. But all in all, I blocked today out for tree trimming. And then I need to tell you before I forget. The Friday before Memorial Day, I may or may not be out. I will let you know. But my dogs are gonna go get their teeth cleaned, so I gotta drive them to their dentist appointment. That, of course, is right during our show.
Yes.
What can
All
you do?
right, you guys. Thank you for joining us here on Friday, and be sure to come back next week. We enjoy chatting with you guys in the chat here, and have a great weekend.
Yep. Have a good weekend, everybody.